Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Shokugeki no Soma chapter 200. Yeah, we reached the 200 mark. I can't speak. I can't. This is my third video filming in a row. So yeah, my tongue is just not working properly. But this was this was a fun chapter. Like, I don't know if I want to call it interesting. Like, it was interesting, but overall, it was really funny. I laughed quite a few times during this chapter. Also, no live reaction, as you might be able to see. I remember beginning live reaction because of the Hayama versus Soma stuff, and I just never found the appropriate time to stop. And it was never meant for, I never meant for Shokugeki no Soma to be a series that I live react to rather than just review, because I can do both, but I actually prefer to review it. I just didn't know where to stop, so now I'm stopping. I'll go back to doing live reactions if people request it of me. But because, especially now when we have kind of like downtime in the arc, I feel like it's not really live reaction worthy because it'll mostly be me reading and then laughing at the jokes. Which I imagine you can imagine by yourself, me laughing at the same jokes that you laugh at. So yeah. Other than that, like, just before I get into actually what happened this chapter, I was about to say story, the artwork in this chapter was phenomenal. I mean, holy mother of crap. When I read this chapter, when Takumi started being all like chef-like with Dojima, I was like, please marry me. And when Megumi did the same thing, I was like, please marry me. Like, oh my god, those two characters especially were just drawn so well, and I wanted to kiss them both, like, literally, just give me both of them and let me marry both of them and we can have a beautiful polyamorous relationship. Yeah? Is that good? Let's get into the chapter though. We basically get the teams. We actually get that like halfway through the chapter, but that's the first thing my mind went to. We get the teams, or the first team at the very least, because as Joshua does point out when he says, let's just draw straws. Is that what you call it? I don't know. He's like, well, we'll alternate between the teams anyway, which makes a lot of sense because, as Dojima explains, it's all about teamwork in these things. I forgot what to call. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Because while you do fight, cook in one-on-ones, you are allowed to be each other's sous chefs, so you can help each other out that way, and that's kind of like what they've seen is the make or break of these kind of matches, because with a good team you have a bit better chance of winning because you can help each other. So we get the first team at the very least. We get Soma, Jojiro, and Irina on one team. Let's call that Yukihira. And we have the pretty boy team with Gin, Takumi, and Megumi. Why? Pretty people. Yeah, we have those two teams. I'm expecting Sensaimon to be the judge as he kind of starts the thing and says what they're gonna make. I'm not gonna try to remember what they're gonna make. It was something with mashed potatoes. It's not really important what they're making because I can't taste it, which I'm jealous of because I really want to taste the food. I think we all do. But we can't, so I'm not gonna care at this point because that'll just make me hungry. But those are the teams, and it seems like Team Dojima is doing really well. Like, Megumi has figured out how to do the whole sous chef thing without talking. Takumi kind of figured that out pretty quickly, but that's probably because he has experience. He's one of the diner duo people, which is kind of why I like him so much. He's like Soma, but pretty boy version. And then we have Soma's team just crumpling, falling apart, which was actually really the last thing that I expected to see because Soma and Jojo have been working together as head chef and sous chef for like 10 years. But they started arguing with Irina just being, what the heck? Why? What? Which is really interesting because this is probably just to show how much Soma has grown, because he grew up as a sous chef kind of in his father's shadow, and his father has just always had Yukihira Diner from when Soma was little. I presume that after he had Soma and the mother died / left / disappeared without a trace. I'm presuming that she died, but she might not have. I guess that he's just stayed with Soma. Like, Soma talked about getting letters and phone calls from other countries, but he never talked about his dad disappearing for months at a time, just leaving him behind in the house, right? So I presume that that's like kind of all that he's had for 10, 12 years or something. But now that they split apart, Soma leaving for Tutsuki and gaining a lot of experience and just evolving at a really fast pace, and Jojo like really getting out in the world, doing some different stuff, maybe getting back into the pace of like exploring the culinary world and stuff like that. Their teamwork is like not really there because Jojo mixes stuff up a lot and Soma just no, and Irina is just like baffled, and that's just not going well. But the thing is, if they can work this out, that's probably gonna be for the better, because that means that if they have to do something unexpected, like if they figure, okay, this dish won't beat whoever leads 10 they're up against dish, they will have to do something about that. And if they can then work it out, even though they make these arrangements while cooking and not really confronting people about it, it's important that they can still match up and still figure out like how to work together under those circumstances. So maybe the fight is a good thing, but it could also just symbolize how much Soma has grown and how crazy him and his father are. But let's go a little bit back in time, because we have a lot of hilarious moments, mostly with Dojima being really pissed at Jojo's antics, because holy crap, I swear to god, that was so funny. The whole panel where their faces are just kind of morphed, or mostly Dojima, and Jojo is just like, ah ha ha. That entire thing was so funny. I literally, I was cry laughing at that point, and I was literally at work, so that was not a good thing. So yeah, generally this chapter was just really fun. Also there was like this one time I didn't, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. This is what I mean with my mouth not working properly. Because they mentioned first that it's just gonna be a 2-on-2 because Irina went to bed, but then Irina comes back, and I don't know if like she couldn't sleep because they were so loud, or if it just like happened to be morning suddenly, which I don't think it was, because it seems like it's still night outside, if I remember correctly. This is what happens when I film too much in a row. I forget. I mix all the chapters up in one thing. But then you get this one thing. It will be different next week, hopefully. I'll be more cohesive. So many arms wailing around. I don't even know. Anyway, it was a fun chapter. I'm really glad that we're gonna focus on teamwork and just the sous chef thing, because one of my favorite like cook-offs or shokugekis is with Megumi and Soma versus Shinomiya, because you have Soma working as a flawless sous chef, and I always found that really impressive, because even though he's not like the best chef in the world at this point, like, and he probably won't be for like 1,000 chapters, he still excels at like supporting people, both mentally and just through his cooking. And that's kind of one of the reasons that Megumi has grown as much as she has, because while she does freak out in the beginning, she like collects herself, looks at Takumi and is like, okay, I can do this, and then she pulls herself up and she moves on, and half of that development is due to Soma. I believe that Soma was kind of like the catalyzing factor in her developing so quickly, but I feel like, of course, she always had it in her to be confident and all those things, but Soma just sped up that process and made her like believe that, okay, I can actually do things, because he was really the first person to continuously bring out the best in her and tell her, you can do this shit. Like the dorm members were like, yeah, Megumi, we should cook together, you're like a good chef, but I feel like Soma just really showed it to her. Anyway, that's like another topic for another video. I should do, I really want to do one of my character analysis on Megumi, because she's really sweet and I just really adore her character development, but that's for another day. I think that is it. Hopefully this is under 10 minutes, because I feel like I am just rambling and flailing my arms around, so I'm gonna stop talking now, because yeah, as I said, mostly humor and like some cooking and stuff like that. We also of course got the normal people watching saying, oh my god, this is impossible, and then the people proving them wrong, which they always do. Nothing new at that, but it's still hilarious because I love people just not believing in the main characters and then being baffled when they're proven wrong. I love that. Like, that's a trope that will never die in my eyes. Either way, I'm gonna stop now. So, you can leave a like if you like anything that I had to say. Please leave a comment to tell me your thoughts on the chapter and we can discuss further anything that I probably missed because my mind is just jumbled. And you can subscribe if you want to see more. I promise next week's video will be a little more, it'll be better than this. That's just like a weird rambling. So yeah. You can subscribe if you wanna hopefully see something that's a little bit better than this and with a better background because it's really boring. So yeah, until next time. Bye!